Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well, and today we're going to be talking about some of the companies that are reporting earnings this week, and I'll be talking through some of the stocks that I'll definitely be watching. It's not as crazy as a week as last week where we had Apple's, Amazon's, Facebook's reporting earnings. Obviously there was the crazy day on Friday with Pinterest jumping 35%, but still there's a few companies that I own, still some companies that are very interesting to watch that we'll be reporting. So I'll be talking through them today, and as always guys, smash that like button and we'll get stuck into the video. So on the US side, on Monday, Tyson is one that I know some of you guys are interested in. For me, Ferrari is one stock that I actually used to own that's reporting earnings on the Monday on the open. I don't know if there's still some of the originals out there that used to watch my channel in like 2017 when I started making YouTube videos like documenting like how I was doing in the stock market. But yeah, it was one of my first investments. In fact, it probably was one of my it was one in my first portfolio of stocks. And I bought that in 2017, quite recent after an IPO, and it did really well for me. And eventually, I was like, it's gone up a little bit too much now. I think I made about 130% on it. And then I sold out of it, and it's done pretty well since then as well, which is pretty good. It's a bit of too much of a valuation right now, but if it was ever back at the right valuation, I would not mind buying into the company. After the close, I think Virgin Galactic, a few of you guys have that as a spec play, Take Two as well. Some of you guys are interested in that one. And then Tuesday on the open, we've got BP. I think a few guys were in that, and as well as that Shell as well. And then after the close on Tuesday is quite an interesting day for me. So we've got Beyond Meats, and for me Beyond Meats is kind of near prices that I would actually be willing to maybe buy at. It's currently at about 125 as making this video, and I think if it was to get to the $100 range or below $100, then we'll be talking that I'd be very interested. Below 70 or in the 70s, I would be definitely buying this one. So yeah, somewhere if it does have a big massive drop, it will come quite interesting to me. We'll see what happens with that one. We've got Activision, we've got Walt Disney, so we'll kind of see how Disney Plus numbers have done, how Park numbers are doing. Nikola, they're reporting earnings. Wynn Resorts, a company that I have owned twice in my investing history. I owned that one in one of my first investments as well in 2017. Made over about 100% on that one. And then also I bought it again in the COVID dip. It just went up way too quick for me. And I still made a decent amount off that one. I can't remember how much exactly. It was either 50% or 8%. I get that one and iRobot confused all the time. I think it was 80%. Yeah, it was definitely 8%. I've just checked. I had to pause the video and have a look. Yeah, it was 80% that I made on Wynn Resorts. So it has had a big massive dip since then. But yeah, it just went up a little bit too much for me. Like when everything gets back to normal, this stock's definitely going to be a $100 stock. So at $70, it is interesting. If it goes below 50, then we're talking that I might be buying. So it is depends what happens on earnings. We'll see what happens there. And then on the open on Wednesday, Moderna, CVS Health, Wayfair. I think they've done really well over the last couple of months. After close Thursday, we've got Square. If that can drop down a bit more, that will kind of be an interesting one. I mean, it's currently at 52-week highs, which is insane for a company that will get affected by COVID. I think they'll probably post a loss, so we'll see what happens there. But yeah, Square's kind of way overvalued right now, so we'll see what happens if they pull back on earnings. Because obviously, with it being a payment for like smaller companies, a lot of them smaller companies have been shut, so we'll see what happens. But I think trading at 52-week highs going into earnings when it's going to have probably bad earnings is a bit of a risky one. Roku, Etsy, a good company, just a bit too overvalued again for me on the close as well. And then we've got some companies on Thursday. Cronus Group is obviously has Altria have a bit of an investment in that one, so I'll just see how they do, but I won't look into it too much. But there on the close on Thursday, we've got Dropbox, a company that I own, so I'll be seeing how they do. And then obviously we've got Uber as well, which is another company I own on the close on Thursday. And then Friday, kind of not really that many companies that I'm kind of interested in general, but overall I do have some companies reporting earnings this week on the US side of it, so I'll try and keep a track on how they're doing in general. And then on the UK side of it, Cineworld are apparently reporting earnings, but when I went on the investor relations page, there wasn't actually anything on there, so I'm not really sure on that one what's happening. I believe Legal in General also have earnings. Aviva, Rightmove have earnings as well, and they're all companies that I own. And then there's also a few other interesting ones that are on my watch list that will report earnings. I think for you guys track Fevertree, I believe they're actually reporting earnings this week. HSBC, they're reporting earnings, I believe. ITV, I've had a lot of questions about ITV on the channel recently, and they're reporting earnings, I believe, this week. And as well as that, I don't know if any of you guys are in William Hill, but I think they are also reporting earnings at some point this week. So guys, those are some of the earnings this week that are reporting. Some of my companies reporting earnings as well, so we'll see how they do as in general. But yeah, I thought I'd update you guys, let you know what's happening next week. I know some of you guys like knowing if your company is reporting earnings, so hopefully you found the video a little bit useful for you guys going into next week. As always guys, smash that like button if you can, subscribe if you haven't, and that'll be absolutely amazing, and I'll see you on the next video.